All right, Ty, just first of all, just what's this whole NFL draft process been like for you?
Man, this has been amazing to be blessed to be given this opportunity to be a part of something great. I mean, I've been taking it all in every moment, taking advantage of everything it has to offer.
When you made the decision to go back to Nebraska for another year, how do you feel like that helped you grow as a player going into this process?
Yeah, that I understood when I made that decision that it could only benefit me coming back another year, and I still felt like I had unfinished business over back in Nebraska. So to be have the success that we had this year to kind of lead it in a better direction, I'm really proud of that accomplishment, and then just being able to work on the things I thought I needed to work on to help me in the NFL.
What are the biggest ways you feel like your game grew over the course of your career at Nebraska?
Yeah, I was always a big body. I think football IQ was kind of the biggest thing over the past couple of years. And then as my biggest thing for last year from 2023 to 2024 was really focus on pass rush and kind of toning my body up a little bit more, understanding pass rush as a whole, because it's so much different. It's like its own different thing when you look at the game of football. Like, it's a whole different kind of play style you have to attack, and it's like almost having to read and decode and decipher what kind of set you're going to get, what type of guy you're going to go against, those type of things.
Obviously, you've kind of touched on it a little bit on the older side, staying in college, and you've gone over those, advantages. But, with scouts and how this whole process goes, they like to take guys who are younger, maybe have, more of like a ceiling. How do you kind of view that, and just do you think it's maybe an unfair notion to kind of not have guys who are a little bit older that have, not really give them a higher ceiling?
Well, I mean, that would be understandable if I plateaued, but every year I've gotten better. So I feel like that's kind of a knock to my ceiling as well. I'm also, I'm 6 years, but I'm still the same age as fifth year. So really I have an upper advantage because I'm as old as guys coming out that went in 2020, but I came in 2019, so I don't really see a difference.
And then obviously from Arizona, the recruiting class, back in 2019, just to kind of see, how ASU has done. I know you grew up there. I know you obviously didn't go there, but just to kind of see what Kenny has done and just see how that Valley is kind of rocking and believing in that program again. Just how cool is it to see it now and just see, just ASU playing good again in football?
Yeah, no, I was a fan of ASU growing up, so I'll always be, forks up, as an Arizonian. But it's really awesome to see Coach Kenny do that down there and really change the program. I'm sure he's going to catch a lot of traction from across the country now, be able to recruit more areas and have more of a probable chance of getting guys that, will benefit that program.
Who are some of the coaches at Nebraska that you think helped mold you into who you are now?
I mean, each coach I've had, they've each, different coaching styles, different things they've allowed me to, learn from them. Different tips and tricks and information, going from a two-gap scheme in the beginning, now we're to a more of an attack front in the 3-3-5. From the biggest jump I had, which was 2023 to 2024, just being able to spend a lot more time in the facility, start picking Coach Knighton's brain, extra work with Coach Campbell, and even talking with Coach Rule, just on how I could improve myself and what, is expected of me and what I need to do to, be above and beyond to kind of that standard and that expectation of myself.
You mentioned playing in those different schemes. How do you think that helps you going to the next level?
As of now, I played everywhere on the line. Now I understand how to play a two-gap scheme, and I also understand how to play more of an attack front scheme as well. So I think just the football knowledge of, not just playing in one system throughout my, tenure in college, it just allows me to be a lot more flexible and a lot more, fluid within the scheme.
How hard is it to kind of become, now with college offenses kind of getting more, unique with RPOs, giving you the same looks, and you don't really know what's coming all the time, especially with, what Sark and Chip Kelly have kind of done in the past year. So just what have been those challenges you've seen in your career, and just what, how hard is it to kind of, prepare for it each, week in and week out?
I approach each week the same. Try to find, everyone has a tell. Everyone, has got their little thing about them that helps you understand and kind of what you're going to get. What sucks about those RPOs is that from a defensive, viewpoint, if they're run blocking me, I'm expecting it to be a run. Next thing you know, it's a pass. So that's what's great about football. It's a team game. So, if I'm handling business up front, then the guys behind me got to handle their own business, especially when they can recognize that it's pass a lot faster than I can. But, that my job just doesn't stop there, though. I have to recognize also that it's pass and be able to, find an edge or create pressure in the pocket. Try to do as much as I can to help those guys.
When you look at Nebraska, who they have coming back for next year, what are your expectations for what Nebraska can have defensively next year?
Man, I'm excited. I feel very confident leaving the team the way I did with the guys that I know will take care of business and kind of be those next upcoming leaders, especially in that D-line room. Man, I'm super proud of all those guys. Now the standard is not just 6 wins. Like it's that's a given. Each year is a bowl game, and then you work towards each year. We have a contention or a chance to be in the Big Ten playoffs, and then the next year you're expected to go to the Big Ten playoffs, and then just kind of build on that all the way to the college championship.
What kind of difference did you see in the team last year that you think is putting the program in position to take that next step?
I think they're just continuing to buy into what Coach Rule, his philosophies, and how he thinks you need to win, and that was a big reason why I came back. Even after 1 year, I could see the potential and I saw the progress already made. So that's why I wanted to come back, and it's just going to continue to grow and grow and grow because Coach Rule expects a lot out of you. There's no slacking with him.
Are there any specific returning players you think people should really be watching out for next year?
Yeah, no, I'm super excited for my young guys up front, like Cam Lenhart and Riley Van Poppel. I think Dylan Parris is going to have a bigger role in that room as well. That whole room there, it's going to be fun to watch those guys have to rotate and find, kind of the balance with each other. Because, it's different when you play with different guys. It was a lot different when me and Jamari were out there as compared to when me and Nash were out there. So you kind of have to find a way to be able to play with everyone.
What was John Butler like as a defensive coordinator?
Yeah, he was super transparent. There really was no, difference in coaching. From Coach White to Coach Butler, he brought us in every week, gave us a rundown on what he thought, what kind of defense he wanted to run, kept it real simple for us. He's a players coach type of guy. We're out there. He's getting, you can see that competitiveness come out of him in practice, and when we're running scout team periods and stuff like that. So he's a great coach.
What teams? What teams have a chance to meet with formally so far, or on your schedule?
Say that again.
Any formal interviews?
I haven't had any formals. No.
Gotcha. Is there a player you like to try to model your game after?
Yeah, no, I really loved, I loved watching J.J. Watt growing up, just for his relentless motor. That dude's always trying to find a way to get to the ball, cause chaos. And then, from another standpoint, I really like watching Chris Jones, just because, I feel like I had that kind of bigger stature as well. And he just plays with, violence every single snap. So I try to, take away what I can from both those guys.
I'm interested to get the players' perspective on this. Coach Rule, the canceled the spring game this year. He's not unique in that. I think he was maybe the first guy to do it, but a couple other coaches have done the same. We're going to scale back. And spring games have gotten less physical over the years. I get that, but what's your thoughts on that as a player? Is the spring game more for the fans? Do you get value out of that as a player, or would you rather have like an extra practice?
It definitely sucks from that standpoint. It's a chance to be in the stadium, like you said, with the fans, because that's a whole game day atmosphere type of deal for the guys that may have not got to experience that in the year previous. But, it's totally understandable with how the transfer portal is now these days. He's not wrong. You ball out on TV in the spring game, the next thing you know, you got a couple schools calling your way to, maybe just have a little bit more, give you a little bit more money, and there you go. Now you're kind of in a battle, a bidding war with that guy. But I don't think there's anybody really like that at Nebraska. With the guys that I've got to know in the locker room, like the culture's really tight there. It's more than just about the money there.
What did how did you see Dylan grow over the course of last year, and what kind of leader do you think he'll be for the team this upcoming season?
Yeah, no, Dylan's going to be, I think, tremendous for the program. I was really, proud of how he attacked last season, especially being, a true freshman quarterback, not understanding how to command, guys or teammates that are older than you by 3-4 years, but, he allowed us older guys to still kind of help him in trying to learn that leadership style. He's going to be a vocal guy over there on the offense. He'll definitely be there next year, and I'm excited to watch him play.
Ty, anything you learned about yourself going through this draft process?
Man, I haven't felt nervous once. I'm excited to be here and have the opportunity to not only showcase myself but prove to why I belong in the league. Even though I might have stayed in college for a little bit longer, that doesn't matter. I could still, run with anybody.
A lot of the draft prospects will talk about being students of the game. Is there anybody pro level you watching, you like to model the game after?
Yeah, 100%. Like I just said, man, J.J. Watt, I loved him growing up, but also just his relentless kind of motor during the play. I mean, that dude is always trying to find a way to get to the ball, affect the play, even if it's not making the tackle. And then I really like watching Chris Jones just from a technique and violence standpoint, just because he kind of goes in there, just tries to bully everybody, and that's kind of like the play style and mentality that I have when I play defensive line.
Of course, Chris Jones plays for the Chiefs. Have you had any meetings with the Chiefs?
Yeah, I've had an informal with them. I got to talk with them also at the Senior Bowl, so It's been awesome to be able to talk to all the teams.
What were some of the questions like that you had, so far in your meetings?
I mean, it's just been pretty, I guess superficial, just kind of getting to know you, telling who I am, where I'm from, why I do the things I do, why I go to Nebraska. Hopefully, as we go on later in the week and, even after the draft, there's more football involved because, that's the meat and potatoes of everything. But, it's been pretty straightforward for me.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem.
Did you watch the combine as a kid growing up at all? Are you a big
No,
combine
we were a basketball family, really. So, I knew the combine was a thing, but it wasn't really like a big thing that I watched growing up.
Higley High School, tell me about it, your experience in high school.
I mean, it was awesome. I transferred there after my freshman year. I made a bunch of friends there. It was really awesome to be a part of the program, the football team there. I got to meet a bunch of dudes that I got to become really close with. Coach Zuby and Coach Licht at the time was my defensive line coach. I mean, they did so much for me just to help me through high school and kind of get started on my football journey through that aspect in high school ball. They allowed me to be me. They allowed me to be the player and, be able to kind of help in any way that I could on the team. The faculty and staff, sometimes I'll still go back there over the past few years and, I'll stop by and say hi to everyone. And, it's just awesome to, have those relationships, even though it's been, 6-7 years later.
So you still stay in contact with them?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, yesterday my Coach Zuby actually texted me yesterday. So, it's great.
That's awesome.
Can you tell us why were you able to destroy the Ohio State offensive line when you played against them? I mean, you manhandled everybody, and they were so good as the season went on.
I think it was just the chip on our shoulders that we had from the game previous after losing to Indiana, like the way we did. We were going to go out there to send a message that that was just a fluke. Everyone has a bad game and kind of maybe gets blown out, but that's not who we are as a program, and that's not who we are as men as well. So the message that week was to send a message to the rest of the conference that that's not us, and don't count us lightly.
You sent that message. That's what.
I appreciate it.
I'm good.
Awesome. Thanks, man. Good
Thanks,
luck.
Ty.